Hey folks, welcome to episode 6. The last 3 tracks of the album, Summit, Lichgate, and Lower, all act as one grand conclusion to the story. We'll start with Summit, the beginning of the end. At the end of The Void Speaks, the protagonist crashes back down to the ground after his aerial altercation with the demons. Upon his impact, he loses consciousness, and when he wakes up, he sees that he has landed atop a massive mountain. He stands up, and for the first time, he's actually able to get a decent view of his surroundings. He looks around him, and almost as if fate itself has intervened, he finally sees the city with his own eyes off in the distance. It's gargantuan in size, menacingly looming on the horizon, casting a faint glow into the tainted air of the hinterlands. It looks both unnatural in this land, but is also somehow so obviously a part of it. The song focuses on the protagonist's inner thoughts as he descends the mountain. The lyrics swap back and forth between his own feelings and his thoughts of the people inside the city awaiting his arrival. Knowing that he is near the end of his journey, he finds himself stricken with fear. So far, his goal of reaching the city has been the only thing that's kept him going. And now that it's within his grasp, he's hesitant to approach it. He doesn't know what happens next. What will happen to him when he reaches the city? What then will he have to keep him going? The inspiration for this song comes from my own feelings of approaching the end of the creative process for writing the album. I had made so many sacrifices and passed up on so many things in pursuit of this goal. It had become the center of my attention for many years, and I was afraid to finish it. I didn't know what I would do with myself after the album was done. It's a complicated situation to be in. You know, the desire to finish something that you've worked so hard on and that you've put your entire being into, but dreading the inevitable emptiness that will come when the work is no longer with you. During the time I was working on the album, it's almost like the work itself became like a permanent companion to me. I was always thinking about it, every second of every day. I had never been so passionate about something before, and it gave me a sense of purpose. One of my favorite lyrics from the song, and from the album as a whole, is this line, which sort of acts as like a short poem describing the inherent uncertainty of the future and how we're all forced to accept things that are out of our control. Shrouded in secrecy, beheld by none, surrounded by vultures blotting out the sun. Fickle, capricious, mercurial one, eternally caught in the web that you've spun. It's sort of describing the future as a person who cannot be trusted, and that's exactly how the protagonist feels. As he reaches the bottom of the mountain, he sees the city dead ahead of him, and in an instant, he is met with an overwhelming rush of memories returning to him all at once. To those who have watched Death Note, and obviously spoilers for Death Note incoming, but really if you haven't seen it at this point, it's kind of your fault. Imagine the scene where Light gets his memories back, and he's just kind of frozen there with his mouth hung open. That's how I imagine this part of the story. He drops to his knees as these memories return to him. Not only has he been here before, he's been here countless times. He's lived through all of this countless times. He knows that somehow the inner and outer workings of this sick world depend on his eternal torment. He knows that everything about this place would crumble away should his plight come to an end. He also knows that somehow, if he were to fail his quest, everyone in the city would die. Something about the hell that he lives through keeps the demons away from the city and guarantees the safety of those inside. Now knowing the truth, that once he reaches the city, something will send him back to the beginning, taking his memories with it. He slowly and hesitantly makes his way towards the city, just barely empowered by his sense of duty. His responsibility to fulfill his destiny for the sake of those living inside the city walls. The song ends with the following lines. Now within my grasp, the pieces start to match. With everything that comes to pass, I remain the center. Now this twisted path will always send me back. Until it fades to black, I remain the center. Thanks for watching this week's episode. Next week, track 7, Lichgate. Don't miss it.